Having an organized home is awesome, and even if you say, oh, I don't really care if my home is organized, you totally do. Look at all the magazines that always sell this concept of having a perfectly simple, organized home. You know we all want it. We just don't always want to admit it. Of course, it's not actually that hard to have and maintain an organized home. If you actually want to go for it and organize your whole house, this is a process that I would recommend. If your house isn't that poorly organized to begin with, say you only have a couple weak areas like clothing or tchotchkes, you can just attack those as discrete projects. If you need to get rid of sentimental objects, go through those boxes, establish a set number of boxes that you are willing to keep, and get rid of everything else. And my biggest advice for getting rid of sentimental objects is take a picture of it and get rid of it. You can always look at that picture. You don't have to have the physical object to maintain that lovely warm feeling you get when you look back on that thing. When it comes to seasonal objects, say your big organization weakness is having all these decorations that really get in the way. Again, have a designated box for each season and only keep what can fit in that box. It is quite possible to have an amazing holiday decoration set or collection of holiday decoration sets without having a whole bunch of stuff. One way to deal with this, of course, is to use food and natural objects as decorations that are reinforced by a small set of actual permanent items. So the actual bulk of stuff that you have to store every year is pretty small. If you need to get rid of clothing, if that's your weakness, which is certainly mine, go through what you own, decide what fits and what you usually wear and what is actually flattering, and keep those things at work and just get rid of everything else. Donate it. Just don't even try to hold on to it. But let us say that you don't have a specific type of object when it comes to organization weaknesses, that your entire house is just a complete mess and you need to organize the whole thing. If this is the case, I recommend taking a room by room approach. So you might start with your bathroom, you might start with your kitchen, or you might start with your living room, and you just address one room at a time. The nice thing about taking this approach is that you feel like you're making progress. Even if you have the rest of your house to organize, you can at least have a really great looking living room to begin with, and you can just you see your success as you proceed, which is more likely to motivate you to keep going, because let's all admit it, I mean, organizing and getting rid of clutter is not an easy thing to do. It can be emotionally taxing, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort. If your organization starting point is really bad, you might even want to start with subsets of rooms. For example, just your bedroom closet or just under your bed. Depending on how bad the situation is, just break things down into smaller projects. At any rate, whether you're dealing with specific types of objects, specific rooms, or specific sections of rooms, I recommend tackling the house organization project with a series of goals and timelines and objectives. For example, you can say, in January, I'm going to go through all of my holiday items. In February, I'm going to tackle my bedroom closet. In March, I'm going to tackle the rest of my bedroom. In April, I'm going to tackle the kitchen. In May, I'm tackling the living room. And then you stick to that schedule and you achieve each month on time. By establishing those very specific goals, you're much more likely to follow through with this organization project. Of course, if deadlines and dates and timelines aren't enough to actually keep you on task and motivated, what I recommend is establishing incentives and rewards for yourself. So say if in January you finish the holiday objects organization project on time, you can reward yourself with a nice replacement set of Christmas lights or a massage, whatever it is that really gives you that drive that you need to go through the slog of all of the categorization and proper storage. But like I said, with the right approach and the right attitude, a very strong and specific timeline and the right incentives, it's totally possible for you to have that perfect organized household that you've always wanted, even if you're not ready to admit to yourself that you do really want it. So whether you're willing to admit that you really want an organized house or not, I hope that this video has inspired you to at least consider taking on a household organization project. I've done it this year personally, and it's been incredibly satisfying, and I feel so much better about the place that I live in, and I feel lighter and happier, and if we all just organized our homes, the world would be a better place. So anyway, just something to consider.